everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, HJ, and welcome to my channel. And how are you guys? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a lovely Halloween. I'm sorry for not posting for a bit. It's just because I've not been well and I've been busy. I was literally at a wedding last weekend and I've not been feeling well. I'm still not feeling right. I don't know what's wrong with me at all. But I realised I didn't make a video on something I wanted to talk about, only because I only found out the day of the wedding I was going to that there's basically no more Fantastic Beasts. So I just wanted to touch base on it just to give my opinion. And I did have a cry that morning, I'm not gonna lie, because as much as people don't like the Fantastic Beasts series for a number of reasons, it's just not really, it is magical, don't get me wrong, but there's just something not as magical as when you watch Harry Potter to it. I understand that, but it's also was our gateway back into the Wizarding World for a while, because obviously Harry Potter ended a while ago. Obviously we still have like the films, we can watch films, we can reread the books, we can listen to the audiobooks, we've got the Warner Brothers studio tour, we've got the park in Florida, we've got Cursed Child, we've got loads of things to keep the magic with us. But for something to return to the big screen in the Harry Potter universe and in the magical world was something that I always looked forward to each year, every time it came out, because there's nothing like sitting there and being back in the world that was created and these new characters and everything, and learning more and more about this expanding universe was so fulfilling for us. Well, for me anyway, I don't know about anyone else, but for me it was a gateway back into the world that I love. I'm not going to say loved, because I still love it, I'm not going to lie. Yes, I'm 20 years old and I'm still addicted to Harry Potter, and I probably will be addicted to Harry Potter for the rest of my life, I'm not going to lie. And I am upset that there's going to be no more. We were promised 5 movies, I think it was, and half of me is shocked and half of me is not. I think there's a lot of things to do with it not happening again. Obviously the main thing being that Warner Brothers were waiting to see how the film did at box office before they greenlit the other films, and obviously Secrets of Dumbledore was not the best at the box office, due to a number of things, more than likely. The main thing being the whole trial with Johnny Depp. Obviously he got taken out of playing Grindelwald and they had to replace him with Mads Mikkelsen. I personally loved Mads as Grindelwald, and I was really hoping to see him back on screen with Jude Law as Dumbledore. I think their connection and their chemistry was really good. Mads always brings really an odd sort of likeableness to villains, but you can see in his eyes that he's in character, he's there, he's that person and he's in that world. And every time I looked at him, even though if his face wasn't moving or wasn't speaking, I could see it in his eyes what he was thinking. I loved his portrayal of Grindelwald, and I really want to see him back on screen. And then also the things with J.K. Rowling, I don't want to get into that, and because I don't want to upset the LGBTQ plus community. I, as much as people can say to Harry Potter fans and things, you still support her because you're supporting her world. She wrote it. It wouldn't have been there without her, blah, blah, blah. Yes, she created it. The fans made it. Without people buying the books, without people buying merchandise, this world would not be where it is without, like, we've seen books, like authors said they've had books that have never sold, they've got anywhere, no one knows what they are. If people hadn't got into Harry Potter, those books wouldn't have sold. The fandom is down to us. Why would we give up a world that we've loved? We don't support her. I personally try and just buy secondhand things. I try and show my support in other ways. I just don't associate myself with her at all. I don't have the same feelings as her. I think everyone should have their own rights and should be called what they want to be called, can be who they want to be. So I also think that has stuff to do with it, that she said the wrong thing and it happened. And also everything to do with Ezra Miller right now is just insane. I can't keep up with it. Apparently I've read somewhere that he has been caught, or he has said he wasn't guilty or things, but if they found out he's guilty, he could get 26 years in jail, and that's insane. I think all the drama with that is causing it to kind of go downhill. I know that happened after the fact, but let's bear in mind he was also supposed to be the Flash, and they're still going to show him as the Flash in that film. They're not remaking that movie. But who we don't know how it's going to do the box office. I'm sure people will want to see it just to see the film, because obviously we wait ages for these films to get made, and when they come out things happen, and we just want to see the film, and I understand that. So I think all those three things have a combination of why it failed at the box office. But to me, it's insane just because when it was showing in the cinema and everywhere, like and I was seeing it on Facebook, Instagram, it was the #1 film everywhere. I guess it's supposed that is going to happen because it's the only film out right now. And I was like, let's just go see it, see what it's about, and then blah blah blah. But the amount of people that I heard were going to boycott it, and then compare it to the fact that it was the #1 film in many countries around the world, is just insane to me. I know a lot of fans who really liked the film. I get where that it's called Fantastic Beasts, and there's not really many beasts anymore. There was like one main one in the new one, which was adamant to the plot. But I think if they want to do a Dumbledore Grindelwald like story of how they got to their battle, they shouldn't have included new and call it Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, because it's not really that anymore. So I think they could have gone, that's where it's going for fans, is the fact that it's called Fantastic Beasts, but the more films go on, there's not many beasts in it and they don't play a big part. So I think if they need to do one more film, but with it being about Albus and Grindelwald and their battle. I think they need to have not a spin-off movie for it, but its own movie, standalone film with Dumbledore and Grindelwald, Jude Law and Mads or Johnny, if Johnny wants to come back. I don't know if he will, playing Grindelwald, Jude playing Albus, and they just do that way. If I think that's what fans want, because it did tie up nicely at the end of Secrets of Dumbledore, with him walking off and everything. But you also have the fact that Grindelwald was still on the loose. He had disapparated. They don't know where he is, and we had Theseus saying to Dumbledore, "Promise me you will find him." And it's open ended. We don't know. We didn't find out. We couldn't. We need to find out how if Queenie and Jacob's marriage would how that affected the Wizarding World, because obviously Muggles and wizards and witches weren't allowed to marry, so that broke down barriers. Lally was a brilliant new addition to the cast. I really liked her, and I just wanted to see more of Newt. Newt is the main was the main reason for these movies, and they did ask Eddie Redmayne if he knew anything about if there was going to be any more Fantastic Beasts films, and obviously he said he didn't. He said it was up to J.K. Rowling and Warner Brothers. He has no idea. But now we know it's not happening anymore. I just want to see more of Newt developing and coming more out of his shell. The more he carries on this journey, he's becoming a different person. He's more bold. He's got courage. He's willing to do anything for anyone now, even if it means his beasts are at risk. Sometimes he's willing to sacrifice things to help people, and it's insane the amount of growth he shows, which is amazing for people like that, people who resonate with Newt to watch. It's insane, because it's amazing how these characters that are in these films and in these books have made an impact on people and their lives. And I generally am sad to not see the continuation of this series. I'm sad that it's not worked. They were more speaking about doing more things in the way of terms of how Game of Thrones have done their spin-off and now Lord of the Rings have done their TV series. But if they were to do that, I would want them to go down a road of doing something maybe with the founders of Hogwarts, the Marauders, things like that, not retelling the story of the films. I know that way we could get more of the information that was in the books that was left out of the films, but it just wouldn't be the same. I hope they don't make Cursed Child into a movie, because I just really hope they don't. It's already amazing, to see something like that live in front of you, because I've seen it personally. Seeing it, and I know it's expensive to go see that shows, and it's things obviously are getting tricky nowadays, with the prices of things rising and stuff like that. But to see something like that live in front of your face instead of just seeing it on a film is absolutely incredible. And if you do get the chance to go, you should. So I hope they don't go down the route of turning Cursed Child into a film. I really hope they don't do that. But I just hope we don't get series for Harry Potter that is basically retelling the story. I really hope they don't do that either. Like I said, I like to see about the creators of Hogwarts. The Marauders would be really, 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 really cool. Maybe one about Dumbledore and Grindelwald when they were younger. I'd like to see more of that developed out. We all know how that goes, but it'd be nice to see it played out and fill in blanks and things like that. Would be really cool. And I said maybe that one standalone movie of the battle of Dumbledore and Grindelwald would be really cool as well. I really hope maybe they could do that. I'm pretty sure that would draw in a lot of people. But yeah, those my personal feelings of the whole thing to round this up is I'm very sad that there will no longer be a magical world coming every 2 years or so. But I'm hopeful that something will come out of it, even if it means it's a TV show. That'll be fine. Yeah, I'm sad that the magical world is taking a downfall for a minute, but I'm sure with some Lumos we will get back to where we are. So that is it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.